At least not that I'm aware of. They don't let you get away with lying about the magic trick. And even if they could, I'm not going to start doing the back routes. Not right now. This is going to get interrupted a few times because 3 cats have decided to join me. And one of them really doesn't get along with the others. Let's give ourselves all of the hit points and focus. Those are the main ones because the argument armament is easily the worst part of the game for me, as far as how well I play it. Useful. Yeah, not the most useful, but I can equip it. That's pretty much all I can equip. Okay, fair enough. Are the extra stat ups that needed? No, but you know. But you know, it's nice to have, especially the extra focus, it's nice to have. It's always nice to have. And if I start missing with the lie bullets that I fire off.
Ahem. Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it.
Okay, Mickey.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone.
Thanks for that, cat.
Now, let's get this crazy awesome to the max trial underway!
I think we all know who the most suspicious one is. It's...
Let's combine our power and work together, everyone!
The person who's most suspicious is...
Now lend me your energy, everyone, so we can catch the culprit!
Because the murder happened during the magic show, the culprit can only be...
Hey-ya! I'm in top form today!
Tenko, why are you interrupting me? We can't have a good trial if you talk over me!
Huh? interrupting you.
That face.
Whatever you have to say is probably worthless anyway, because all males want to talk about is S.E. Himiko seems suspicious.
Oh, god damn it, Angie. You're ruining a good bit there.
Yeah? Hey! Angie, how can you accuse Himiko? Aren't you her friend? I'm just telling you what Atua is telling me.
Freaking turtle.
He is using his divine knowledge to show us the way to survive. You should thank him, lest he pour his holy wrath upon you all.
He's a turtle.
Screw Atua! That guy's got nothing on me. I'll protect Himiko!
But it does point to Himiko being the most suspicious.
Ryoma died during Himiko's magic show.
His body appearing in the water tank leads one to think the escape trick played a part. It's only natural we suspect Himiko. She was the one performing the trick.
Yeah, she can.
No, that's wrong. The underwater escape wasn't a trick. It was magic.
It's not the part you need to deny. You gotta tell us you're not the culprit.
Magic, huh? That's so cool. What a mysterious miracle. Now, did you kill Ryoma, Himiko? Atua will hear your confession.
That'd be a fast trial.
Stop it! There's no way any of that is true!
It's true, though. Himiko used the underwater escape trick to kill Ryoma. But I still don't have a clue how Himiko did the trick.
There's no trick. That really was magic.
You know, maybe it really was magic.
Stop it, Gonta.
Oh, stop it. If you don't reveal your trick now, then we'll vote you as the culprit.
Stop picking on Himiko! A cute tiny flower like her couldn't kill anyone. I get that you want to defend her, but that might be a bit much.
Tiny bit, yeah. So we have 4 things to choose
Atua
from.
has blessed me with an epiphany. The culprit used the underwater escape trick to pull off a sneaky switcheroo with Fiona.
After that, the time ran out. The tank above Ryoma opened and piranhas came pouring out.
And he was eaten alive!
Eaten to bone by piranhas. Savage way to go.
No, that's wrong. The underwater escape was no trick, it's magic.
We heard you the first time, Titless. No one cares.
Rude. Yeah, we should have a pretty obvious reasoning why that
Atua
wasn't.
has blessed me with an epiphany. The culprit used the underwater escape trick to pull off a sneaky switcheroo with Riona.
After that, the time ran out. The tank above Ryoma opened and piranhas came pouring out.
And he was eaten alive!
That's wrong! No, Ryoma's death was not caused by the piranhas. The Monokuma file indicates the cause of death is drowning.
So it wasn't the piranhas then. It was drowned.
Ooh, I see. I haven't checked the Monokuma file yet, so that's news to me.
Liar.
You lying little brat! Telling lies is what turns you into a degenerate male. So what? Ryoma drowned, Himiko changed places with him, and then the piranhas ate him, right?
No, Himiko only had 60 seconds to escape from the tank. Even if they change places at the start of the show, that's insufficient time to drown someone.
If that is the case, then when did he drown?
When did Ryoma drown? Well, pretty obvious it had to be before the show started.
That's it! Ryoma was already drowned before the show started.
Agreed.
Don't agree with this.
Before being eaten by the piranhas, he made no attempt to escape the water. To be precise, he made no movements whatsoever. Yes, by that point, he had already joined the ranks of the dead.
Stop it.
Could that mean his body was hidden until the culprit made it appear in the tank?
Hidden? Where?
The culprit would have had to hide the body near the tank, and then show it during the act.
Easier said than done.
Was there a place on stage where the culprit could have hid the body? Oh wait, Himiko should know since she performed the underwater escape trick.
Himiko, why won't you just explain it to us?
'Cause it's magic.
And no, maybe it really
Stop
was
it,
magic.
Gonta.
Shut up.
Himiko is committed to her act, but those who deal in dreams are oft liars.
Why is everyone still picking on Himiko? You're all worse than a drunk dad's ramblings.
Oh yeah, Ryoma's cross is a nice solid rectangle. The others are sort of arty. Oh yeah, we're going to get some interesting crossouts on the future people here. Just saying.
We should let him vent. After all, it's tough being the man of the house.
Man, we gotta figure out how the trick works to find where the body was hidden.
But Himiko does not wish to tell us how she performed her act.
Then let's work together to reveal the secret behind Himiko's trick!
So, not real magic?
No, Gonta. Not real
No, it was real magic.
magic. Stop that, Himiko.
Magic. Magic. Magic.
Oh no! It's Himiko's curse! Her curses are really powerful!
Uh-huh.
Aren't incantations usually more, complicated than that?
Yeah, time to figure out how the trick was performed. Since Himiko's going to be incredibly tight-lipped about it.
How did Himiko escape the water tank?
Maybe she just climbed out and no one noticed.
Nah, she definitely would have been caught.
Perhaps the mechanism was set up on the stage.
The curtain covering the tank was certainly suspicious.
What about that square pane of glass we found in the tank?
Maybe the
question.
tank had a secret hatch.
It must be real magic!
Yeah! Real escape magic!
Maybe there were two Himikos,
Oh.
and one of them was Tsumugi in disguise.
I think we
Hey,
proved she
what
can't do
costumes
that.
aren't disguises?
How did Himiko escape the water tank?
Maybe she just climbed out and no one noticed.
Nah, she definitely would have been caught.
Perhaps the mechanism was set up on the stage.
The curtain covering the tank was certainly suspicious.
What about that square pane of glass we found in the tank?
Maybe the tank had a secret hatch.
I agree!
So fairly obvious there.
Maki is correct. There was an escape hatch on that tank.
I see. So it did have one.
That's right. I discovered a similar tank in Himiko's lab. There was a panel on the side that could open. That was her escape.
Mind over strength!
Speaking of Tenko being weird,
No! Your logic is all wrong, Shuichi.
What do you mean?
and Tenko is being like this because the person she has a huge crush on is under some pretty intense interrogation. That's the main thing here. She's out to defend her crush at all costs.
And you don't even know why you're wrong either. Typical degenerate male. I'll smash in your face with my fists of hot burning steel!
Time to duel.
The side of the tank being open doesn't have anything to do with Himiko's escape. She didn't use an escape hatch. I know she didn't do that. And now, I'm gonna punch you!
Wait a second. Before you punch me, what makes you so sure she didn't?
Because if she escaped from a hatch in the tank, the water would have gushed out with her. There would have been water everywhere. That wouldn't be magical at all. The whole trick would be ruined. With that out of the way, I'm gonna punch you!
Okay, Cat. Seriously, not the time. Cat, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You really need me to pet you? I mean, you walked up and almost stepped on the keyboard to get my attention this time. I don't think you're helping. I don't need you working the keyboard for me, I promise. I can do it just fine on my own. But now I need to cuddle the kitty, because Kitty is definitely going to push the advantage here. Yes, we're going to cuddle. We are going to cuddle, Cat. Yeah. Over here. And stay over there, please.
Because if she escaped from a hatch in the tank, the water would have gushed out with her. There would have been water everywhere.
I'll cut through your words!
Sometimes they do, but you've got to pay more attention to
There was a reason
else.
the room wasn't flooded with water.
The rebuttal showdowns are okay, except, yeah, the problem is it's usually way too obvious because you've got to pay attention to all the other stuff going on because it's enough of an action segment that you're kind of more bouncing between not taking extra damage from all the words flying at you. But, you know.
The staircase that was attached to the water tank. Try to remember how the staircase was positioned. It was aligned perfectly with the tank's escape hatch, meaning the water tank was connected to the inside of the staircase.
And if you notice it...
Inside staircase? His body was in stairs?
Possible.
Knowing that, it's clear how Himiko made her escape from underwater. There was a curtain covering the tank during the performance, allowing Himiko to enter the staircase from the hatch undetected. Any water that spilled out would have simply funneled into the staircase.
So how do you get out from the staircase?
The staircase also has an escape hatch, one facing away from us.
And just point of order, you could see the hinges on the staircase in the photos they showed. but for whatever reason it didn't actually want to bring that to your attention.
It's placed so that the water would not drain from the staircase.
In which case, a person could exit and leave water inside the staircase.
However, that person would be soaked, meaning that some trace should be left.
That would explain why there was a puddle around the stairs.
So when Himiko came out from the stairs, her wet clothes dripped water all over.
Ha ha, bitch! Caught you soaking wet and red-handed!
Judging from Himiko's reaction, you hit it right on the bullseye.
But Himiko's clothes should have been wet when she left the water tank.
Her clothes were definitely not wet.
Of course. That's because my underwater escape wasn't a trick. It was magic.
Yeah, keep trying. Yeah, magic didn't have anything to do with why your clothes weren't wet. She had plenty of spare uniforms.
That's it! It's because she changed her uniform.
The dormitory is stocked with uniforms.
Yeah, the trial
Did you
just
hide
started
one behind
a
the
little
stage in
while ago.
advance?
I remember seeing Himiko go to the gym this morning, carrying a uniform and a towel.
Ah! Why would you say that?
That's
I
true.
see. She had a towel, too. She may not have had time to fully dry her hair. But her short hair and hat ensured we were none the wiser.
Himiko can't get wet, because her body repels water.
Keep trying.
Like a duck?
Himiko, come on. Give it up already.
Fine. You win. It's just like you said. The water tank and staircase both have mechanisms.
About time.
So I was correct.
But that doesn't mean I used them.
Oh, for crying
I
out
didn't
loud.
need them, because I used my magic.
Again with the magic crap. Were you dropped on your head as a kid?
Now that we understand how the trick was performed, let us move on.
Yes, let us proceed. Where did the culprit hide Ryoma's body?
It says something to me that we're basically needling Himiko because we're pretty sure she's the culprit, and she's getting more upset about the fact that we discovered her magic trick was indeed a magic trick and not real magic. That's what she's afraid of. That's what she's mad about.
From our discussion earlier, his body could have been in the space inside the staircase.
But that's where Himiko would escape from, right?
So Himiko went in the stairs with the body? What kind of kinky shit is she into?
That seems unlikely. There isn't enough space for two people to fit in there.
Yeah, the stairs are pretty cramped. It'd be hard to fit even Ryoma and Himiko in there. Who says they went in together? She could have made the switch as she was leaving the tank.
Could she have?
At the same time, she could have pulled out the body from inside the stairs. That way, she'd have room to put herself in there. See how easy that is?
Something doesn't seem right there.
I think that explains how Himiko changed places with Ryoma's body.
Wait a minute! Why did you automatically assume it was Himiko?
Who else but Himiko could have done it?
Angie, you spent more time with Himiko than any of us, so why are you accusing her?
You may think you're protecting Himiko, but what if she really is the culprit? We'll all die, and it will be all your fault. Atua will lose precious devotees.
Stop it.
Are you okay with that, Tenko?
I'm totally fine with that.
Uh-huh.
I don't care what anyone says. Himiko would never murder someone. That's what I believe more than anything.
You sound like Kaito. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I want to believe in her, no matter what. If I can't do that, then I'd rather just die. So until this body takes its final breath, I'm gonna keep believing in Himiko.
You sound like Kaito. This is not positive.
The only one who could have switched out Ryoma's body is Himiko herself.
When Himiko was escaping the tank, she dragged out the body hidden in the stairs and simply switched places with it.
Are you telling me you saw that happen?
No one could have seen that. It would have occurred in the middle of the show, when the tank was covered with a curtain.
So basically, no one saw anything.
I didn't do it, I swear. Ryoma's corpse wasn't in the staircase.
Quit lying, you donkey-lipped con artist! She's not lying! She's not a con artist, and she doesn't have donkey lips!
I don't think you need to focus on arguing with that right now, Tinko. Not that last bit.
The only one who could have switched out Ryoma's body
saw nothing,
is
huh?
Himiko herself.
Funny.
When Himiko was escaping the tank, she dragged out the body hidden in the stairs and simply switched places with it.
Are you telling me you saw that happen?
No one could have seen that. It would have occurred in the middle of the show, when the tank was covered with a curtain.
So basically, no one saw...
That's wrong!
Yeah, it's like flat, thick cardboard.
Someone did
It's
see
still
inside
flat,
the tank.
but
It
they
was
have an
Gonta.
element of depth to them.
Gonta had climbed onto the stage and was looking into the tank from above.
Yeah, they've always been... I think Paper Mario's thinner than this. But yeah, they've always been flat, mostly 2D. Especially during this segment, but for this time they actually did give them a third dimension. Not much of one, but you know. Hi, Cat. Really? We're back already? Yes? Yes, that is my hand that's moving the mouse, yes. Do not sit on it, please. Starry. Come on. Perch up there. Something.
Isn't that right, Gonta?
Yeah, Gonta saw down into tank, but saw no one in there.
No one was in there?
Yeah, no one. Guess that clue no good, huh?
Except it completely blows
No,
us out of
that's
the water.
actually a great clue. Because if Ryoma's body was hidden inside the staircase, Himiko would have had to pull him out before she went inside. There certainly wasn't enough room in the staircase for both of them. But that means, if the tank was empty when Gonta looked, Ryoma's body must not have been hidden in the staircase.
What if they squeezed into that space with Ryoma's body to avoid getting caught?
She had no need to worry about us witnessing her at that point. For the entire stage was hidden behind a curtain. To all but Gonta, anyway.
Then the culprit never would have considered hiding inside the staircase with the body. Entering the staircase after moving the body is much faster, and seems more rational too.
And she was under a time limit.
Ryoma's body wasn't hidden in the stairs?
Someone better say where the fucking body was hidden, or I'm gonna start cutting throats!
You and your barbed wire necklace. Barbed wire choker, basically.
Where were you hiding Ryoma's body?
It wasn't really in the stairs, was it?
After all, there was only enough space for Himiko.
Well, how about behind the curtain?
If there was a way to enter the tank from there, then it would be plausible.
Or maybe the body was in the tank all along, but we just couldn't see it.
Don't think so.
Impossible. You'd need top-notch visual effects to pull that off.
And what
Welcome
of the
back,
tank
Riku.
containing the piranhas?
No way! If you put a body in there, the piranhas would have eaten it way before we saw it.
But if the body and piranhas were separated, then it wouldn't have been devoured, correct?
Yep. So,
Where were
Ryoma
you
was where
hiding
you
Ryoma's
think
body?
he might have been.
It wasn't really in the stairs, was it?
After all, there was only enough space for Himiko.
Well, how about behind the curtain?
If there was a way to enter the tank from there, then it would be plausible.
Or maybe the body was in the tank all along, but we just couldn't see it.
Impossible. You'd need top-notch visual effects to pull that off.
And what of the tank containing the piranhas?
No way! If you put a body in there, the piranhas would have eaten it way before we saw it.
But if the body and piranhas were separated...
I agree. Kyo's hypothesis is correct. The body and the piranhas were separated.
And the main thing you missed is that we discovered exactly how the disappearance happened, and that there was a hatch at the top of the water tank that she could slide out into the staircase from to perform the little disappearing act. For a second there, people thought Ryoma's body was in the staircase with her, and that's how it ended up in the main tank, but that turned out not to be the case. So that basically catches you up on what we've learned so far. Anyone out now? Anyone else? Anyone else wanting out? No? Okay then. But now we found that Ryoma was in the tank with the piranhas the whole time, and it was separated by the glass pane we found.
This was accomplished using the square glass pane found in the tank.
Just as I thought. Using that glass pane as a divider, a safe space could be created in the tank. It is in such a space that the body could be stored, separated from the piranhas.
Then that means Ryoma's body was hidden in the piranha tank the whole time!
So Ryoma's body fell into the water tank with the piranhas?
Yep.
Gonta knew it!
What is it, Gonta?
Gonta was above stage when piranhas fall. That's why Gonta sees something no one else could. When piranhas fell, Gonta sees some big thing fall into water tank with them.
He did mention this too.
that Gonta think about it, Gonta maybe see Ryoma's body.
When the piranhas dropped from the tank, I thought I saw something bigger drop as well.
What?
The water tank on the bottom is made completely out of glass, correct? You can see what is happening through the glass. Can you really hide a body in the tank?
Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. You're gonna sit there and meow at me longingly. What? Come on. I'm giving you an easy way down. You're gonna jump there. Because you're cat, that's why. Cat. Really? Really, cat? You can stay right there. Yeah, we have the real villain here who wants to prevent me from finding out the truth.
Even in murky water, a dead body would still be visible in a glass tank.
Unless a certain something was used to obscure the body.
A certain something?
We all agree that the glass pane was used to separate the body from the piranhas, correct? Well, that method has the added benefit of hiding the body from view.
Huh? How could you hide a body like that?
How? Well, we did mention that the piranhas looked a lot thicker than before.
This is it! It was the piranhas. The piranhas were obscuring the body.
Huh? The piranhas?
That's right. Remember what Angie said during the investigation?
Yeah, we determined the Monokuma file said he was dead by drowning. So
They increased that significantly? I didn't know piranhas fuck like rabbits.
It seemed that way, but it wasn't that the actual number of piranhas increased. The glass pane divided the tank nearly in half, right? The piranhas got crowded together, making it look like there were more of them.
The more densely the piranhas are packed, the harder it is to see past them.
Because of that, it was difficult to see the body hidden in the tank.
That glass pane was the lid from the piranha tank. It was really easy to detach that lid, so it's no wonder they used it as a divider.
Gee, thanks for telling us that useless detail.
well, now we know where it came from.
What the heck are you saying? That detail was super useful!
Actually, yeah, it kind of was.
Sure, the lid looks a little big, but if you set it diagonally, it would fit perfectly. Nice job, Himiko! Your explanation was awesome!
With this much evidence, it seems like the body was definitely in the piranha tank.
Congrats, Himiko! Now there should be no reason for anyone to suspect you.
I wouldn't say that.
Really?
Yeah, because if you didn't switch places with the body, then you couldn't have killed him.
It only means we now have other suspects. You are not cleared of suspicion just yet.
Reaper with the point.
Okay, but still, that's way better!
That's wonderful news, Himiko!
Now
Atua
maybe
is happy
Tinko
for
will
you.
chill out just a little bit.
Apologize, Angie! You and your Atua better tell Himiko you're sorry right now!
Or maybe not.
Atua is sleeping. He went to bed angry because you all doubted him.
Sure.
What a petty-ass god!
No, It's okay. We shouldn't be mad at Angie. We should be mad at this class trial. At this killing game.
Oh, Himiko! Bless your sweet, kind heart.
That's what Atua said anyway.
God damn it.
What?
It's too bad that the handsome god went to bed angry, though.
Himiko's still brainwashed! But I'm not giving up just yet. This is gonna be a breeze.
Great, now what are we gonna do? We're back to square one.
And why are we back to square one?
Because any of us could still be the culprit. Jeez! You flunked out of Tard School or something?
God damn it.
Nuh-uh. Not everyone. We can narrow it down to whoever doesn't have an alibi yet.
Eh? What alibi?
I guess I should have known a dumb whore pig like you wouldn't understand. So let me explain.
Who you calling a dumb pig?
If there's this much evidence, then there's no mistake the body was hidden in the piranha tank. But for someone to plant the body in there with such limited time is pretty tricky.
Yeah. Jerk with a point. The only time this could have actually happened was, well, before night.
That's it! It was done
Mew
yesterday,
is more
before
vulgar than
nighttime.
anyone else in the games.
Ding, ding, ding! The
Not just
ultimate
this
detective
game.
gets it right again!
Also just Mew.
Oh, wait. How do you know it was before nighttime yesterday?
Stop asking me dumbass questions. It could have been solved with the process of elimination. Jeez. Fine. I'll explain it to the itty-bitty pea-brained bitchlet.
The bitchlet!
First, the gym was closed during nighttime, so no one could have entered.
Because if you try to enter the gym at night, it'll go off.
You talking about my butthole?
God damn it.
No, she means the alarm!
After nighttime passed, morning came. But hiding the body before the show was...
Impossible! Himiko and I were waiting in front of the gym before the morning announcement.
Which leaves only one possibility. It was done before nighttime yesterday. Anyone who doesn't get this is just as stupid as the whore bitchlet over there.
So the culprit placed Ryoma's corpse in the piranha tank before nighttime yesterday? Which means he was also killed during that time frame.
Yay! Now we know what time the crime happened, right?
I still don't really get it, though. Can we narrow down the time of death a bit more?
Yeah, that is one thing Kokichi is good for, comic relief to a point. But yeah, we've got something that can narrow down a little bit here. People that have witnessed the
This is it!
last time they saw him alive.
If we can find out who last saw Ryoma alive, we can narrow down the time of death. Kirumi, you were asking everyone when they had last seen him, right?
Yes, Gonta was the last person who saw Ryoma.
What? Really?
And when was the last time Gonta saw Ryoma?
When Gonta was inviting everyone to insect meet and greet, so... Gonta think that was maybe 8 p.m.?
If he was last seen at 8 p.m. and was killed before nighttime officially began...
Then we can assume the crime took place between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night.
So all we must do is find someone with no alibi for that time period, yes? Simple enough. After all, most of us were detained by Gonta then.
If I recall correctly, the only people that weren't there besides Ryoma...
That would be the four of us. Myself, Kaito, Mew, and also Maki.
Well, Kirumi, you would tell the truth, even if it screwed you over.
I do this for everyone. It is my duty to unveil the truth, so I do not care if people suspect me.
Interesting.
Ah, beautiful! Your spirit of self-sacrifice is just too beautiful!
And you just made it
I
creepy.
will also say this. The crime took place between 8 and 10 o'clock at night, and I was at the gym during that time.
That's not helpful for you.
But I was only there for about 5 minutes.
Why would you even say that, though? You're tying a noose around your neck, you know.
I don't care if it was 5 seconds. It's way too suspicious that you were alone in the gym. I think the cleaning lady here is the culprit. You killed Ryoma, didn't you?
It is too soon to tell. We should hear what everyone has to say, right?
Fuck that noise!
But Mew, you don't have an alibi for when the crime occurred either, do you?
You think I'm suspicious? I don't even know where the gym is.
You know, that doesn't help.
Doesn't telling such obvious lies make you more suspicious, Mew?
I mean, we did have an aquarium for a little bit in this one. I mean, it didn't last very long, but that was a piranha tank for a short period of time.
The other two without alibis are Kaito and Maki. Let us hear your testimonies.
There was a murder involved.
I was in my research lab the whole time. I didn't go to the gym.
But that cannot be proven, can it?
What about Kaito? Only murderers grow out creepy facial hair like mustaches and goatees.
Now, what are you saying about facial hair?
What? My goatee's not creepy. It gives me a glamorous celebrity vibe.
Anyway, among those four, the culprit must be the one who doesn't have an alibi.
I apologize, but given the circumstances, we have no choice but to suspect you.
Suspect who? Who's the culprit?
Wait up! Why are you guys suspicious of me? I've been helping the whole time!
Oh, wait. I remember now. I do have an alibi.
Uh-huh.
You will see whether or not I am suspicious as the trial progresses.
Oh, goody. Everybody gonna talk at
I'm
once.
not
No way
the
I'm the
culprit.
culprit!
And time for another tutorial, where we will have loud voice dialogue that we have to shoot down with the silencer if we want to get at the other places. Basically, I see that it's basically one voice is going to take over the whole debate, and we'll have to silence it before we can get to the other weak points. I don't think they overplay the mass panic debate. I really don't.
I have
I
an
was
alibi.
running away from Gota!
What is your
Tried
alibi?
hiding in the classroom.
When I was running from
I even
Gota,
tried hiding in the
others
girls'
were with me.
bathroom.
things got a little heated if catch
Until
my
they
drift.
left with
Filthy
Gota.
Bell pervert!
What's Maki's
That was
alibi?
5
Then
minutes
right before
9
nighttime, I got tired and fell
I
asleep.
didn't run
Did you
home.
really leave the gym at 9 p.m.?
I was
Are
in my
you
research
sure
lab
you
the
did
whole
not
time.
stay at the gym?
No, in my own room.
But see that?
Jeez.
You have to sit there and do this to get over there. So anyway, obviously the one we need to
I have an
I was
alibi.
running away
For
from
about-
Gota.
is the
What is your
Tried
alibi?
hiding in the
5
classroom.
hit.
When I was running from
I even
Gota,
tried hiding in the
others
girls'
were with
bathroom.
things got a little heated if catch my
Until they
drift.
left with
Filthy Bell
Gota.
pervert!
What's Maki's
That was
alibi?
5
Then
minutes
right before nighttime, I got tired and fell
I
asleep.
didn't run
Did you
home.
really leave
In
the
the girls'
gym at 9
bathroom?
p.m.?
I was in
Are
my
you
research
sure
lab
you
the
did
whole
not
time.
stay
What?
at the gym?
No, in my own room.
I heard it!
Apparently Kaito was hiding in the girls' bathroom, yeah.
No, I think Kirumi is telling the truth. Kokichi's story proves it.
So yeah, Kokichi was playing tag with Kirumi. So she couldn't have stayed at the gym during the entire time. The cat is coming back.
Kokichi met Kirumi at 9 p.m., and they were together until nighttime.
Gonta went to the gym to catch Himiko and Angie 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. After I left Gonta's lab, I ran into Kirumi.
You want food?
I'm pretty sure Kirumi stayed at the gym 5 minutes till 9 o'clock.
This information could have been told to us beforehand.
Sorry, forgot. I definitely didn't keep it a secret to make the trial more interesting.
Liar.
Forgot? It seems far more plausible that you were telling another lie.
Unlike robots, we meatbags can't pull out our memories from our hard drive.
Was that supposed to offend me? Your irrationality fills me with pity.
If I am the culprit, that would mean I killed Ryoma within 5 minutes, transported him to the gym, and hid him in the piranha tank. This seems highly unlikely.
If you called Ryoma out to the gym and killed him there, you wouldn't need to move him. All you would have to do is hide him in the piranha tank.
Gonta was in the midst of heading to the gym to capture Angie. Are you claiming I took advantage of that and called Ryoma for a rendezvous at the gym?
That'd be pretty difficult. We should probably look at other possibilities.
Maybe someone snuck into the gym while Kirumi and I were busy talking.
The only ones capable of that are the other three with no alibis.
Mew, Kaito, and Maki! Ah, you're including me too?
Yep.
But there's actually
including
one
you.
person we can rule out of the suspects list.
Right? There's one person who's totally not suspicious. Say who it is already.
Yeah. Pretty obvious. Out of the 3 left, we have one person with an alibi. And considering Kokichi said he saw someone in their underwear.
That's it! Kokichi, you're talking about Mew, right?
Also, prepare for cheesecake.
What? You?
Yeah, you can take her off the list. She actually has an alibi.
Booyah! Suck it, nerds!
Wait a sec. Since when does she have an alibi?
If you compare everyone's statements, there's no other possibility.
Let's face it, the cheesecake is more likely to get this video blocked on YouTube than anything else in Danganronpa.
A girl walking around half naked.
Who else could it be but the horny exhibitionist Mew?
We can't just jump to conclusions like that. He just saw a shadow, right? That could have been anyone walking around in women's underwear, even me.
Oh god.
That'd be a whole
Not
different
there.
issue.
No, it's Mew, without a doubt. Mew and Gonta's statements prove it.
I don't have that good of an editing software to do that. That's the problem. So yeah, the secret woman weapon that she used to fend off Gonta.
I see. It sounds like Gonta got an eyeful,
What? Why the heck were you in your underwear, Mew?
Well, 'cause, you know, I'm
Pretty stacked, so...
I figured I'd take my clothes off so Gonta would be too flustered to touch me.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, you cockroaches! Anyway, I think the blood rushed to both of Gonta's heads because he got super embarrassed.
Mew was in her underwear, and Gonta got weird feeling. So Gonta ran away.
Well, when you got the body of a goddess, it's only natural to want to flaunt it. I show my panties to the boys all the time. And I mean all the time. So you're welcome, Gonta. Think of me during your next tug session.
Most of that was unintelligible nonsense, but it would seem that Mew has an actual alibi.
Yeah, there's some
Yep, it took a
scoliosis
while,
going on
but
there,
at least
it
we
looks
got
like.
everyone's alibis cleared up. We should remember all of this in case we need to recall these events again.
That is something.
That leaves Kaito and Maki as the only ones with no alibis.
Then one of them must be the culprit. But which one, I wonder? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch the culprit by its...
Hold up! Don't decide just yet!
And so that brings us down to 2 suspects.
Maybe we should determine the sequence of events. The culprit
No, we should do something more fun. And I have the perfect idea.
Of course you do.
We narrowed it down to 2 people, and one of those 2 is the culprit, right? Since we don't have to randomly accuse each other, finding the truth just got much easier. So let's find the truth with a more effective method.
And what is this effective method?
If one of them is the culprit, then the innocent one should know who the guilty one is. Yeah?
So...
Because if you know you're not the culprit, then you can just accuse the other person.
So we're just gonna have them
Yes,
argue it
that
out?
is true.
Which means there is one person among us who definitely knows who the culprit is. To that someone who knows, do your best to convince us. Work harder.
Work harder?
Have the 2 argue for their innocence. That's how we'll decide our culprit.
Even if we did that, wouldn't they just pass the blame back and forth?
Something like that.
And...
Huh?
You guys talk about cooperation and teamwork, but you're all afraid. You're too scared to point your fingers at others, so you hide behind the word trust. How do you expect to find the culprit when you're all worried about each other's feelings? If you're planning to expose a liar,
Kokichi's voice
then you
actor
have
does
to
an
corner
awesome
them
job with
psychologically.
this.
Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit! If we want to find the liar, I suggest that the 2 suspects argue against each other. No more pointless deductions. All we need is for them to fight for their lives. So let's host an argument that's totally not boring but super fun!
He has way too much fun with this.
We'll catch the culprit in their lies when we find a contradiction. We'll scare the culprit until they screw up! That's how a true class trial works. Right, Monokuma?
Development like that would liven things up a bit.
Yep, I totes agree.
You're agreeing with Monokuma? Just whose side are you on?
I think we determined he's on his
I'm on
own
your side. I don't want to die either, you know. That's why we need to take this seriously. A hot debate to smoke out the liar.
And how do you expect us to start this?
If you guys need some help getting started, I can give out the first topic. Our first topic is this! Ta-da!
The Cubs pad.
Not just any Cubs pad, but the one given to our latest victim, Ryoma. When we started investigating, I went straight to his room to borrow it.
So, it wasn't the culprit who took the video from his room. It was you.
And the reason why I brought it out just for this occasion is... because one of these two had Ryoma's motive video. Dun dun dun!
One of these two had it?
Yeah, who knows with Kokichi, though? Who knows if there's any other points to
And for us to
anything he
figure that
does.
out, we need to know who this motive video belongs to. Take a guess, everyone! Whose motive video did Ryoma have?
So, did Ryoma have Kaito's or Maki's? Well, we should know the answer to this. Considering we had Kaito's.
That's it! It was Maki's motive video, right?
Wow, how did you ever guess? Ooh, I know! It's because the motive video that you have belongs to Kaito. Process of elimination wins again. The obvious answer was Maki, right?
Is that true, Shuichi?
Yes, you're right.
And what about that? Just because Ryoma had my motive video, that doesn't make me the culprit.
No, but it sure makes you more
Finally, you
suspicious.
said something! This is how a debate should be. I only brought up the motive video to make you talk.
Excuse me?
Okay, now that we got the party rolling, let's get you and Kaito ready to argue. Remember, if you're not the culprit, then that means the other one is. Got that? Let's start this extreme death debate. Tear up the other's lies, rip each other apart.
Wait just a minute. What are you trying to...
Quit screwing around! We don't need to debate who's a culprit! I'm not the culprit! That's for sure.
Kaito?
Which means...
Kaito, wait. Maybe Kokichi is wrong. Maybe he...
But Maki isn't the culprit either.
At this point, isn't that kind of impossible?
What?
Huh?
Maki
Really?
is never amused.
You're saying neither of you are the culprit? Then what would be the point of this whole debate?
Who cares about that? All I know is that neither me or Maki are the culprit. It's just a hunch I've got.
Just a hunch.
Hunch? Are you being serious? You do know all our lives are on the line here, right? And you're betting our lives on just a hunch?
You don't get it. This isn't just any hunch. This is an official hunch from the Kaito Momota, Luminary of the Stars.
Yeah, Kokichi
What?
is not amused.
How illogical. This is even more difficult to comprehend than Kokichi's antics.
You're totally not serious. You can't be that stupid, right?
No, you might actually be that stupid.
Yes.
Damn idiot.
A two-a-duns idiot!
Just the cat. Sorry, just the cat popping up here as he says, "You can't be that stupid," and the cat. Good, that was well timed, cat. That was very well timed.
Hey, don't call me an idiot! Anyway, me and Maki aren't the culprit. There's no doubt about it. I believe in Maki.
What?
You believe in her? But based on what?
Huh? I don't gotta base it on anything. No matter where the clues point. In the end, the only thing that matters is what I believe, right? Whether I believe or not. Whether I want to believe or not. That's the only thing that matters.
So, you do not have any evidence?
Only baseless conjecture.
But I totally get where he's coming from. Because I want to believe in Himiko, too.
Like I said, you were starting to sound like Kaito back there.
Wanting to believe in someone is a beautiful act, yes.
Hello, Jay Bruin.
However, it is a sentiment that has no place in a class trial.
He's an idiot after all.
It's okay to be idiot, as long as you believe in people.
Guys, I said don't call me an idiot! Really hurts my feelings.
Your feelings are correct. It is just about time for an intermission. And for intermission, I'm getting up and feeding the cat. If I don't, I think the cat's going to massacre me.
I'll believe in Maki as well.
But not Kaito. We won't believe in him.
That's our Kaido, right? Making us think with our hearts.
You too? How could the ultimate detective believe in someone without proof?
But there's no proof linking Maki or Kaito to this crime either. I believe in innocent until proven guilty. For now, they are innocent.
Right on, Shuichi. I knew I picked a good sidekick.
And by the way, I might be the ultimate detective, but I'm in training. I told you that, didn't I? I'm just an apprentice, not a real detective.
How do you plan to get closer to the truth without suspecting either of them? Unless you have evidence to the contrary, these two will remain suspects.
So I just have to turn it around, right?
Huh?
It's not like I owe that idiot a favor or anything just because he defended me. But that hopeless idiot may have encouraged me a bit.
Seriously, enough's enough! Stop calling me an idiot!
What are you trying to say, Maki?
I didn't want to say anything, but I can't stay silent forever. So I'll tell you.
Oh? Tell us what?
I met up with Ryoma during nighttime yesterday.
Uh-oh. That's gonna throw a few things on their head, it's true.
With Ryoma? At nighttime?
So Ryoma was still alive at nighttime?
I thought the crime took place between 8 and 10 o'clock at night.
That's wrong, because I met up with Ryoma during nighttime.
If that's true, then we have no basis for suspecting only Kaito and Maki.
Well, if he has the drill that pierces the heavens, that's good for him because he wants to get out into space.
That's right. Everyone suspected them, because they have alibis for those times.
That means me and Maki aren't suspects anymore.
Quit fucking around! You think I'm dumb enough to swallow that line of crap?
Yes, this seems too convenient.
But why did Maki wait until now to mention that?
It's totally obvious! Maki's so desperate that she has to lie.
Did she just lie to us? Yeah, why would she? And intermission. So, because cats, I will be getting up for a minute. Which the cat is already excited about. And I will turn the music back on for a few bits here while I go give the cats the food they so desire. So back in a minute.